Hey, this is Russ. We're continuing on our bike ride. Now, if you watched the previous bike ride video, got us to this point, I just kind of stopped and started the recording again. So you're seeing every little bit of this ride. It's just broken up times and now. 11:37. The reason I'm looking at the time is because I want to see how long the video is before I cut you guys off. All right, let's take the long route. Usually I turn right at that point. Let's take the long route here. You know, we gotta do 10 more miles in order to get the 2,600 mile mark. Okay, 9 more miles now to hit the 2,600 mile mark. So we're gonna hit it either on this video or the next one. But we're gonna definitely break that 2,600 mile marker for the end of the year. Now, I've been saying for a while that this is the last ride, but I've learned that our weathers are so messed up that I could be going out again. Who knows? Now, today, it's a high of 55 degrees. Never would have thought that, you know, we'd get 55 degree weather at, what was the date today? It's such a bad memory. December 2nd, Thursday, December 2nd. Who would have thought in December we'd have 55 degree weather? I thought we were done with. But as long as there's the ability to get out there, I guess I'm going to do it. Now, I had said in the past that 60 degrees is my cutoff point, but okay, 55, well, it's colder than I like, but hey, if I bundle up, I can do 55. I don't like the wind that's blowing against me, pushing the bike to the side and everything like that. But yeah, I could do it. Now, coming out here, all the leaves are essentially down, or at least wilted up on the trees. So everything just looks like sticks out here. It doesn't have that nice green feel anymore. All the cars that are usually hanging out over here, they're not here anymore. Well, looky here. They actually roped off this area, so they don't want cars going through here, which I am on because I was on the bike. So I'm going to have to kind of walk myself around it. Now, I'm not going to get off the bike because I'm attached to it because of the audio cable. Remember that? Normally I would just get off the bike, but I can't. All right. I made it through. Well, there was no warning on the other side that was going to happen, so they can't say, hey, you went into a closed area. Well, I'm coming out of the closed area. So, all right, so we're going to have to cross this road here, and as you know, this is always the tough road to cross because everyone's going 40, 45 miles an hour. Well, let's put it this way. It's easier to see the cars since there's no leaves in your way. You can see what cars are coming and going. All right, we have crossed over. Yeah, lots of changes for me. I'm wearing the jacket. I'm wearing the gloves. I got the audio recorder now sitting in front of me instead of behind me. I got an EBike bike lock in that basket as well. Got a hat on underneath the helmet. Yeah, actually, one of you guys mentioned that I should put a ski mask on. You know, I actually tried it. I put a ski mask on. I go, no, this just looks like looks too scary. riding on a big bike with a ski mask and a helmet. I don't know about that one. But I did take your advice in the sense of putting something underneath the helmet. I have a very thin little beanie cap type of thing. Beanie cap. That's underneath the helmet. Works out good. I had to loosen up the helmet. You know, the helmets have these things you crank it in to make it tighter. I loosened it up because it's extra thickness of the cap. But man, it makes a big difference. I think if your head is cold, you feel really cold. Alright, you guys know this path. I didn't go the distance because, again, you know, it looks like this is burnt out. Yeah, it's like a fire had happened all the way through here or something. Or did they just rake it up? I don't know. It's all dark. Is that burnt out or is that raked up? Huh. I have no idea. Well, that guy's a brave guy. He's got shorts on and he's running. It could be raked up. It could have been... I don't know. I think if it was burnt out, we wouldn't see some sticks sticking up. All that would be burnt out. So I think it was raked up. Yeah, it's too evenly done. It was raked up. That's just dirt that's been turned over, I think. Wonder why they did that. All right, 2592 in miles. So let's see, we got about 8 miles. This is a 3-mile circular thing. We've got to go do at least 2.5 times around to hit 2,600 miles. You got to calculate all this stuff out. Yeah, there's dedicated walkers on this thing. I've seen people just from the street level just driving around, seeing them. There's people always walking this path. Or some of them are running, of course, but more so than the people on bikes. There's a guy out with his dog. Now you might wonder why I don't stay in my lane. Okay, if I stayed in the lane, it would be right here, right? You could always tell where I am because this thing here in the middle, you could see if I'm in the lane or I'm not. But there's nobody out here. So I figured, hey, I'm all over the place. So yeah, I'm pedaling some, but I'm also throttling quite a bit. Not good. I should be pedaling the entire time. I'm on pedal assist level 3, gears number 7 right now. We're doing about 19.6 miles an hour. You know, it doesn't feel it. Maybe I've just gotten used to how fast this bike goes. But, you know, I'm doing almost 20 miles an hour. I don't feel it as 20. I'm just too used to it now. I think my average speed now hovers between 18 to 22, 23 miles an hour. That's where I seem to feel most comfortable with at this point. I was usually on 6th gear. I'm on 7th gear right now because we are moving along at a decent pace. But usually when there's a lot of people on the path, I won't do that. I mean, realistically, the path has a 15 mile an hour. Hello? There's a 15 mile an hour speed limit. I know that a lot of bikes don't follow that because I've had people pass me up before. Yeah, it's nice to be out. I think I've been cooped up in the house too much. I find that the only time I've been going out is to go shopping for groceries, going to places like Costco, going to church. You know, I've been playing on worship team, helping set up the church and everything before services. I've been doing that, but for the rest of the week, I kind of stuck in the house. So I definitely miss being outside and being on the bike and doing things. All right, right hand is falling asleep. It's always the right that falls asleep because the right is where the throttle is. Left hand never seems to have that much problems. Right hand always has problems. All right, so the wind is picking up. You might hear some of it. And I can feel the pushing. All right, we got 6 more miles to go to hit 2,600 mile mark. I don't think we're gonna see it at this video. We'll definitely see it on the next installment of the video. Because all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shut us down, change batteries, and then continue on. Speaking of batteries, I told you guys that I had gotten all those AA batteries from Menards during Black Friday. That's what's keeping us going for the audio. I could usually get roughly about an hour and a half or so, something like that, out of a double A set. I mean, you could go longer, but I usually swap it out after 3 rides because after about an hour and a half, I don't want it dying in the middle of the video because I would not know it if that happened. And you know, when the audio recorder shut itself down, I had no idea. You know, it was strapped to my back. I don't have no idea. So all I could think is that we're doing fine, and then when I finally shut it off and look at it, it's been off the entire time. So you want to change batteries out earlier, and that's why I need fresh batteries all the time with me. Yeah, this is definitely a slower pace, I think, than I'm used to going. I'm just being more careful because I can feel that wind push. Still do 20 miles an hour though. That's what I'm telling you, that I don't feel that 20 mile an hour as 20 miles an hour. I feel like I'm slower than that, but apparently not. Anyways, interesting thing, Hemiway, give you some e-bike news, which you probably already all heard. Hemiway has announced 3 new bikes. Now these bikes are, I believe, like $2,000 and up, but they've got 3 new models. Their new $2,000 bike is to compete with the new radrover 6. Look pretty interesting though. They have a stronger battery on it. They got full hydraulic brakes on them. So, you know, the bike companies are giving you the stuff that people have been saying we need it. But of course it's going to cost you. Yeah, look at all this stuff here. I don't know. It could be a controlled burn. It's so black. Could be a controlled burn. Look how black it is. Look to the right here. Look at that. Same thing here on the left. It could be a controlled burn. Then why do we have some sticks that don't look burnt? I don't get it. Yeah, weird. So anyways, they're giving us the stuff that everyone says we should have, but it's going to cost you. You know, it's at $2,000 now, and whereas both companies had bikes at $1,699, so it's $300 more, but you're getting more for that $300. But now. Will they continue with the lower price models too? I think they should, really. both companies actually have those bikes available. The radrover 5 is still on the list. Rumor had it that they were dropping it. I think that would be a big mistake if they do, because that means anyone wanting a Rover will have to pay $2,000. You keep the 5 in the line, you're now also at $1,700 price point. If a guy's pushing the limit, let's say his limit was $1,500, he might spend $1,700 to buy that radrover 5, but he's not going to spend $500 more and buy a radrover 6. So I think it's better if they kept the radrover 5 in there, and Hemingway, same thing. They have the Hemingway Cruiser. If they keep that in the line, they have a $1,700 price point and a $2,000 price point. The two other models they have suspensions and stuff. They're designed more for like off-road mountain biking. I mean, one model has full suspension. You got suspension on the front fork, and you got suspension in the mid section. Better motors and everything. I think one of them is a mid-drive unit, so it's not even a hub drive. So you're paying for that. I think the top model is, you should check this yourself on the website, but I think it's like $36.95 or something like that. So yeah, they can do it, but you're gonna pay for it. Okay, so who's gonna buy those bikes? Okay, it'd be guys like me, maybe, who've been on the bikes for a while and says, you know, I'm ready for an upgrade. I want something even better. Those are the guys that are probably going to buy those bikes. They're not probably going to be first timers. Aren't going to buy those bikes. First timers will buy radrover 5s. They'll buy Hemingway Cruisers. You know, they're going to keep it under that $2,000 mark. And there's always been talk too about you know, getting money back from the government if you buy an electric bike. That's still on the table, but it's not a sure thing yet. And rumors had it that it was going to be up to 30% of the cost of the bike. That would be a good deal. That would get people buying e-bikes. Too late for guys like me, but hey, even so, I had a whole full season of riding. If I'm sitting around waiting for that deal to happen from the government, I might be waiting a long time and not being able to go out. But here I am, I'm out on the road. So I've had fun this whole summer, and thanks to you guys, you know, I got money back from gift certificates. I got a couple $100 back. So Rad giving me, I think I had $200 back from people buying bikes. So my purchase price of, well, what was my purchase price? Was it $16.95? Is really like $14.95 based on your help. Yeah, you know, when people say that, you know, if you buy stuff from their affiliate links and that'll help the channel out, yeah, it's truly helping my channel out because it's giving me the ability to buy some additional accessories for the bike and things. And I invested it this year too in buying another camera. So we have the GoPro running now, which makes our videos look a lot nicer, I think, because it's smoother, it's not as bouncy. We have more width, color seems richer. Alrighty, where are we at? 2,596 miles, yeah. So I think what we'll do we'll call it a day for this video. We'll continue on the next video, and we'll see that thing roll over to the 2,600 mile mark. How's that? Rather than going around in a circle again, I think what I'll do is I'll take you guys down another area, down on some of the other areas we're used to going. But let's turn off over here before I sign off on you guys. Now again, I have to look to see which direction the cars are moving. That'll determine whether I go straight or whether I turn, and it looks like I'm gonna have to turn after this guy moves out of the way. He's waiting for the cars too. I'll just walk us up a little bit. always have to look to see if anyone's turning, because if they are, they're going to run me over. Alright, this is the area that I don't like. Look at the curbs on this thing. Can you guys see that? I'm going to walk it up here. It's not much space. It's really tight, and the curbs stick up. It's an accident waiting to happen. Alright. We can cross over. Hopefully this guy doesn't run us over. Alright. And there we go. Yeah, I'll bring you through here before we sign you off. This is the strip mall. Yeah, I can feel that push. That wind definitely hits. I'm going to have to stop here, make sure the cars don't run us over. It's the only drawback going through here, because you do have to contend with whatever cars come around. Follow this car. Yeah, the brakes are doing pretty good too. You know, I switched over to the hydraulic brake calipers. They were actually on sale during Black Friday. I think he sold out of them though. But I paid the regular price for it. But at least one less additional adjustment that I have to make before heading out. I tell you, it's a real ordeal getting ready to go out on the bike. Put all the clothes on, put the camera on, turn on the microphone, plug it all in, all that kind of stuff. Put the battery. I had to put the battery back. I actually put the triangle battery back on this time, because I've been using the other battery for a while and I hadn't ridden the triangle battery in the one that's on the bike normally. So yeah, it's a lot of prep work. Alright, anyways, appreciate you guys following along. Continue on with the next video, because we're going to break that 2,600 mile mark on it. If you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys next time.